When are stimulus checks going to hit your bank account? Is it going to show up in your mailbox? Are you going to look at your bank account and see that it was a direct deposit? And who is eligible to receive them? Is it finally those on a fixed income, or is it just for those that pay taxes? All that information is right here in this video. Stay tuned because this video is loaded with information. Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to another show. I'm your host, John Muro, here with True Life Investing. I want to thank you all for your love, your support for this channel, for all of you that have comments saying you are the #1 fan. I want to thank you to all of our new subscribers. I had several people reach out and say, hey, I just joined the True Life Investing family. Wanted to let you know, and I want to thank you to all those who just joined the family. You can join it as well if you're new by hitting that subscribe button and smashing that like button. We do a ton of giveaways right here on this channel, and we just want to give back to say thank you for all your love and support. For all of those that let me know gas prices, let me know that Joe Biden was actually in your area, thank you. I really appreciate all of your feedback. And for those that let me know about this setup, what do you think? Several people said, John, I really like it. You did a great job. And to you, I say thank you so much because I love any feedback from you viewers. But moving on, Joe Biden is out there in the West. He showed up and met the governor of Texas. But what they're saying is he's a little bit too late. He showed up finally after 2 years of being president. And now he's starting to talk with him and look at things. And there's just quite a bit of things that just doesn't seem right about the whole situation. But we've got some really in-depth information about stimulus checks, things that are happening right here in our own country, and information that you need to know on a daily basis. And remember, we tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. So let's dive on the screen.
Stay where you are and apply legally from there.
The president also announcing Thursday that up to 30,000 people from those countries will be allowed to apply for asylum each month. They would have to meet strict criteria, including naming a sponsor in the U.S. President Biden also calling on Republicans to provide more funding to tackle the crisis.
Now they have a choice. They can keep using immigration to try to score political points, or they can help solve the problem.
The ACLU responding, saying this plan further ties his administration to the anti-immigration policies of the Trump era. The Republican governor of Texas calling the plan nothing more than a Band-Aid.
So if you're one that's been wanting Joe Biden to run for president again, then you're getting your wish. If you didn't, then I'm sorry. But Biden readies his 24 campaign launch, 2024. President Biden's re-election campaign is preparing to launch. After months of will he or won't he, President Biden and senior aides are readying the details around his 2024 campaign. Multiple sources tell The Hill that President is planning to make his intentions to run for a second White House term public in the coming weeks, likely in February, around the State of the Union. One source close to Biden's 2020 campaign with knowledge of the president's plan said a more formal announcement is expected to come in April. Behind the scenes, his advisors are meeting with key allies and are putting together an expansive and revamped digital presence. I mean, come on, this guy running again for 2024. For most of you that voted for him, you said it was a big regret. You wouldn't do it again. So guess what, guys? Maybe he ain't going to win next time. What do you know? What do you think? What is going to happen? Who's going to run? So many people said Obama. Majority of you guys said Bernie Sanders. And then the other half said Donald Trump. So let us know down in the comments who you would like to see run in 2024 campaign. Now, if we're talking about the border, you and I both agree that we don't really feel that it's safe. We don't really feel that it's secure. And in fact, they need to do a better job with protecting our borders. I feel like you and I can agree on that subject. Texas ranchers blast Biden's obligatory border visit and call it a little too late. President Biden is scheduled to visit in the U.S. southern border, which he did for the first time since he took office. Texas ranchers Laura Allen and Whit Jones hammered the Biden administration on Fox and Friends weekends for a perceived lack of concern over the ongoing crisis. They insisted that Americans living along the border have been screaming for help for a long time. And this is something that I've relayed to you guys here on this channel, that several people along the border that live The Americans have been asking for help from the Biden administration when it comes to securing the border. And you got to think about it. Several people, and they've had footage of people walking behind their houses, their backyards. I mean, I would be afraid to let my kid go out there because you never know who it was. Could be a drug dealer, human trafficking, who was walking in their backyard. So again, I could understand their frustration when it comes to Biden finally showing up. If it's one thing that they've mentioned, it's this. Our Republican governor here in Texas has been killing himself to try and deal with the situation. We've been doing it on our own, basically down here in Texas, and especially down here in these border countries. We need the government to step in and get to work on the issue. Now, I don't know 100% if you are in favor of building the wall. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. But the wall is doing a part to secure our borders. And I get it that there are some things that may seem inhumane, but if you really look at the logistics of things, of drugs that come across into our country that are hurting a lot of Americans, if you look at the human trafficking, and yes, when they found that trailer with over 40 people that had passed, that was very devastating news. I mean, it was tragic. So there are several things like that that happen every single day, even though it may not be always reported, but it's those things that they are literally trying to get a hold of just because so many people have been saying, we need help, we need protection. And why shouldn't we get protection? Again, I want to leave it up to you viewers to let us know down in the comments below. What do you think about them rebuilding the wall back and actually doing it, finishing it? I know Trump started it, and again, his whole agenda purpose was to secure the border. Do you think Joe Biden should continue building and finishing the wall? Let us know down in the comments below. Now, I got some information that you came for, and many of you would love to open your mailbox and see a stimulus check there with your name on it, up to $1,400. Even if you didn't pay taxes, you're still wishing that a check would come your way. In fact, we have been waiting for the federal government to assist Americans on a low income and a fixed income with some sort of financial relief in the form of a stimulus check. It doesn't matter if they send a check or they do a direct deposit, we just need help. And I believe that you and I could agree on that as well. State stimulus checks of 2022, see if payments are coming your way before the year ends. And you might say, well, John, it's 2023. Well, guess what? A lot of these states are still sending out stimulus checks. Don't believe me? Let's take a look at the first state. California. Most eligible Californians received a middle-class tax refund payments of up to $1,050 in October, but some direct deposits will be made through November 14th. Debit card payments will be sent out through January 14th of 2023. It's our job to bring you the most up-to-date news, and guess what? January 14th is just right around the corner, and many of you Californians are looking for some sort of financial paycheck, direct deposit, debit card, and it's saying that those will continue to go out until January 14th. So if you haven't received it, then guess what? It could be on the way. Colorado looking at sending checks through January 31st of 2023. Again, another one of those states that have been pushing out those agendas, checks, stimulus checks, direct deposit, all this information has been going out to those in Colorado. And yet again, people haven't received those checks asking, when is Colorado sending them out? Well, guess what? If you filed an extension, then that's why your check hasn't come in yet, but they will send them out through January 31st of 2023. If you look at the state of Delaware, those eligible residents were going to receive $300. They did do a 30-day application that ended November 30th. So after the application was filed, everybody who was eligible started receiving checks, continuing into January of this year. Hawaii. Now, they say eligible Hawaiians receive payments of up to $300 on or before December 31st. But guess what? Checks are still coming your way for this month of January. Idaho. Qualifying Idahoans will receive $300 payments, $600 for couples throughout the rest of the year and into early 2023. So again, in the state of Idaho, if you haven't seen a check, that doesn't mean it's not coming. It could come in the form of a direct deposit or in the form of a stimulus check. Illinois is still issuing out $300 checks to eligible residents, and it will take several months to be issued. So again, it's going on to the year of 2023. We had a few comments and a few viewers ask about Indiana, and guess what? Those who qualified for the $200 refund won't receive a payment until they file their taxes next year, which is this year. That information was posted last year, which means this year when you file your taxes, that's when you're going to be receiving those payments. If you look at the state of Maine, those have been sending out $850 checks, and they're going to receive them in the order that your taxes were filed. So guess what? If you waited to the end of the year to file your taxes, then you'll be one of the last ones to get a check, but at least you're still getting a check. Is there anyone from Maine on this channel that watches? Let me know down in the comments below. Massachusetts, the first payments went out November 1st and will continue through mid-December, but we all know how that goes, and sometimes checks take a little bit longer to get to, so that's why checks are still on the way. Rhode Island, those checks are still going out, and it's mainly for those that filed an extension before October 17th, and you will get your rebates starting in December going into the new year. South Carolina, it's again for those who filed an extension will receive their payments by December 31st, but yet again with it so close into the next year, I can promise you that those in South Carolina are still receiving checks today. Virginia, last on the list. Eligible Virginians who filed their taxes by November 1st, which was towards the end of the year, will receive payments of up to $250, $500 for couples filing jointly in the order their returns were received. So if you think about it, if you filed late in November, then guess what? You still probably won't get it till January, which is this month. So again, that is the information that we have on the states that are sending out stimulus checks. Yes, this month, this year. Now, of course, we would ask the question, what about those on a fixed income? What about those that maybe don't file taxes? And this is where we are your advocate, and we understand that the federal government and these individual states have not primarily targeted those on a fixed income, those on SSI, SSDI, and I think it's time for a change for the states to realize that those on a low income, fixed income could really use a stimulus check. You guys are really dependent. Now, I will say this, there are some states like Pennsylvania, even some in New Jersey, who said that they would send it to all residents who didn't make above a certain income bracket, whether it's $75,000, whether it's $80,000 or higher. If you didn't meet that criteria, then guess what? You were getting a check. So hopefully when more information is presented, I will do my best to make sure that we bring you this up-to-date news. It's our job every day to do the research so that way you guys are taken care of. If you want to know of every state that is sending out stimulus checks, here it is on the screen just for your convenience so you don't have to go look for it. Right here on the screen, every state that has sent out stimulus checks just for you. And if you don't see your state, let us know down in the comments below and we will provide you with some answers. Again, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for stopping by to watch this show, this updated news. We tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. And for joining our channel, becoming a part of the family, letting us know you're the #1 fan. We want to give it back. And on the 22nd of this month, we're going to do a huge mystery giveaway for one lucky subscriber. And all you got to do, guys, is let us know that you're the #1 fan. If you want another chance to win, we do what we call a movie segment giveaway where you guess the movie of the quote that we're about to show and let us know down in the comments which movie you think it is.
Because we live or we die by the clock. We never turn our back on it. And we never, ever allow ourselves the sin of losing track of time.
It's a oldie, but it's a goodie, and I'm telling you, it gets better every single time. If you respect those older movies, let me know down in the comments below. I'm telling you, that movie is one of the deepest, most thoughtful, it takes you in to put you in his shoes about what he went through. I'm telling you, it was a good one. I don't want to spoil it, but let me know down in the comments below which movie you think that it is. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please be safe. Please stay sanitized, stay warm, and until next time, I'm John Muro. Peace!